Over the past few weeks, we've been working tirelessly to get ready for the launch of our online shop. Now, because of the coronavirus pandemic, we're building a zoo in a very different way to how many people before us have built a zoo. Normally, you would build a zoo, then market it, and then get your retail provision right. But because we've been obviously confined to our homes as the pandemic has been ongoing, we've actually had more time to spend on things such as the retail element than we would have potentially had if we'd been able to get outside and visit sites a little bit more frequently. We've been working with some very renowned brands such as Playmobil and Schlecht and Ravenston to identify the initial products which we're going to be stocking in our online shop. It was absolutely overwhelming to see all these amazing products arriving at the house, getting ready for our website, seeing brand new Schlecht products like this Hyena Attack gift set, and also really fantastic Playmobil gifts such as this lovely plastic rhino. Now, I actually went to ZSL Whipsnade Zoo just after lockdown ended and was really impressed by the quality of their merchandise provision and really enjoyed seeing the Playmobil displays and of course the Schlecht displays as well. And it's been quite actually emotional to receive our Ravenston order and actually see the plush animals coming through the door with our very own Heart of England Wildlife Park label. So the last few weeks we've been working with Ravenston to design the logos and obviously put our branding onto the products. And the first free soft toys we're launching on our website obviously represent some of the animals we're hoping to have at our opening, including obviously African meerkats, Madagascan ring-tailed lemurs, and also the endangered Grebby Zebra. And we're working very closely with the Grebby Zebra Trust at the moment to get our partnership ready so that we can begin raising awareness of the conservation efforts to protect Grebby Zebra in the wild, and hopefully in the future we'll be able to raise some vital funds to safeguard them from the threat of extinction. I've mentioned before, one of the most challenging things about building a zoo is the fact that you spend more time worrying about flood risk management, highways consultancy, archaeology, ecology, and at the end of the day, the reason why you might want to set up your own wildlife park is because you really care about conservation. One of the things we did right from the offset with our collection planning was we decided that we wanted one of the main animals to be the zebra. And not just any zebra, but at the heart of our collection plan is an intention for us to hold the endangered Grebby Zebra. Now, so many people say to me, zebras aren't endangered. And yeah, of course, there are common zebra that obviously roam the plains of Africa. But there is actually several different species of zebra. And the most threatened species of zebra is the Grebby Zebra. There could be as little as 2,500 Grebby Zebra left in the wild. And out in Ethiopia and Kenya, their natural range, they face a real threat from sort of overgrazing on their land, encroachment as a result of economic development, and also they are still, to some extent, poached for their incredibly beautiful skins. Now, my fascination with the Grebby Zebra actually started several years ago when I attended a conservation talk at West Midlands Safari Park, which was hosted by the Grebby Zebra Trust. And I remember meeting Julius Lekinet, and Julius really conveyed his passion for the Grebby Zebra, and he was able to speak with such conviction about the outstanding work which Grebby Zebra Trust are doing out in the wild to safeguard the species. And I knew from the moment that I wanted to set up a wildlife park that I wanted the Grebby Zebra Trust to be one of our principal conservation partners. And therefore it gives me great pleasure to announce that we have actually agreed our initial partnership agreement with the Grebby Zebra Trust. And having had meetings with Belinda Lomaki and also with Sheila Funnell, we've been able to agree a basic framework for us to move forward together, where we can actually, hopefully in the future, actually sort of send funds directly to the Grebby Zebra Trust to further their conservation work out in the field. And the very first thing we're going to do as a result of our partnership is we're going to host a Facebook Live event. And I'm delighted to say that I will be joined by Julius Lekinit, live from Kenya, and he will also be joined by Sheila, and they're going to tell all of our supporters about the outstanding work the Grebby Zebra Trust are doing out in the field to obviously safeguard this really beautiful species. And I really hope that supporters of Heart of England Wildlife Park will truly be able to appreciate the differences between the Grebby zebra and the common zebra, and also gain an understanding about how supporting and safeguarding Grebby zebra has huge multiplier effects in safeguarding other wildlife species within their range. I can't wait for the event, and I can't wait to share with you everyone's passion for safeguarding the Grebby zebra.
Okay, everybody, hello and welcome to Heart of England Wildlife Park's first ever conservation lecture. I'm absolutely delighted to welcome to you the Grebby Zebra Trust, and this is our first conservation partner which we've managed to secure, and we're hoping that in the next few years, as we develop our collection, we'll be able to divert vital funds to the work of the GZC out in Kenya. I'm absolutely delighted to be joined today by Sheila Funnell and also Julius Lekinit of the Grebby Zebra Trust. And I'm sure you'll be glad to hear that this time you won't have to listen to me for the whole of the meeting, but actually I'm going to hand over to the experts, the people who are working out there in the field in Kenya, delivering fantastic sort of attention to detail in managing Grebby zebra populations out in the wild to safeguard this threatened species from the threat of extinction. And without further ado, I would love to pass over to Sheila and to Julius.
Thank you so much, Martin, for that amazing welcome. We are so happy to be here. It's fantastic to be partnering with the Heart of England Wildlife Park. We're so thrilled for this partnership, and we're so happy to be able to show you and share with you the beauty of Grebby Zebra today, and also share with you some of the amazing work that Grebby Zebra Trust does to conserve this wonderful species here in northern Kenya. So we can move on to the next slide. So I'm not sure how many of you have seen Grebby zebra in the wild, but they're a beautiful species. They're absolutely amazing, stunning to look at. And I remember the first time I saw a Grebby zebra, and I was driving through Samburu National Reserve in northern Kenya, and I just remember this beautiful animal sort of walking across the road in front of me, and I sort of stopped and had to look back, and you know, this animal with this beautiful black eyes was staring at me, and I just remember thinking how majestic, how beautiful it was. And they've been described as old souls in the past, and I remember in that exact moment I realized exactly why they'd been given that description as old souls. So if you do come across a Grebby zebra, one of the first things you'll notice about them is their beautiful thin stripes. They have these intricate thin stripes that run across their body, but they leave their belly a startling white. And you'll see from the next picture that they have this beautiful brown muzzle, a very long elongated brown muzzle, and these large round ears that are so characteristic, part of the uniqueness of their morphology. So Grebby zebra, unfortunately, are endangered. They're only found in the Horn of Africa, in Kenya and Ethiopia, where less than 1% of their range is formally protected. Next slide. So compared to the other 2 species of zebra found in Africa, there are only 3,000 Grebby zebra that are left in the wild. And this represents more than 80% decline in their numbers since the 1970s. So Grebby Zebra Trust was established in 2007, and we are the only organization that is 100% dedicated to conserving this endangered species here in Kenya. So all of our programs are directly targeted to address the main threats to Grebby zebra, which, as I highlighted, include loss of grasslands, restricted access to water, poaching, and habitat fragmentation as a result of large development and also smaller development projects.
Thanks to our partners, we have now seen the population stabilizing and sustaining. but we really now from sustaining the population to a more increasing population so that we can have the Grebby Zebra surviving in the future generation. So thank you so much, and I hope you have enjoyed our presentation.
I think one of the things that I like about the opportunity to work with you guys is that the Grevies really are an umbrella species. So the work that you do to protect the range of the Grevies also has such a huge impact on other species, not just the plain zebra, but things like ostrich as well, which Julius mentioned earlier, and many other species, far too many to list. The next question that I've received, I'll put to you, Sheila. It says, how important are zoos and wildlife parks, such as Heart of England Wildlife Park, to the work that the GZT does out in the wild?
Thank you. That's a great question, Martin. I think it's so important to recognize that ex situ conservation of Grebby Zebra is critical for sustaining the species. So we've highlighted that there's only about 3,000 Grebby Zebra remaining, and that's only within northern Kenya, and within that you might get quite small populations. So they are very vulnerable, and having individuals kept within zoos, within parks like the Heart of England Wildlife Park, are so critical as a safeguard for the species. So whether that's for reintroduction, for genetic variability, that's just one of the ways in which they're really critical. But the other way zoos have been particularly useful for us, we partner with zoos, and they've been critical for driving funding. So a huge percentage of our funding and our ability to carry out our work on the ground has come from zoos. But zoos are also critical for relationship building and for partnership building. So we have made some very good contacts globally just through zoos. So they will always link us to expert scientists to help us with our conservation on the ground. And zoos in themselves also provide that expertise. So when we do have, for example, supplementary feeding programs in the wild during extremely dry periods, zoos have been critical in providing us with the expertise that we need to be able to make sure that we're doing that in the right way. So there's a number of ways in which zoos are critical for in situ conservation of Grebby zebra.
Conservation and education are such an important part of the role of a modern zoo. Therefore, it absolutely delighted me that this evening we were actually able to do our first ever conservation webinar live with the Grebby Zebra Trust via Zoom and hosted on Facebook Live. I was joined by Sheila Funnell and Julius Leckinet, and they spoke for over 45 minutes about the incredible work they're doing to safeguard the Grebby Zebra. One of the funniest things about the whole event was that my Wi-Fi signal actually went during the question and answer session. I've been worrying for weeks that because we're going to be communicating with two people who are out in Kenya, that somewhere along the lines they were going to lose their internet signal. But actually, the broadband quality in Redditch is actually inferior to the broadband quality out in Kenya, which just blows my mind, even though Redditch supposedly has one of the best broadband connections in the whole of Worcestershire. Nonetheless, it was an incredible event. We had lots and lots of people turn up, lots of people asking questions, and it was really great to hear the guys at the GZT talk about the role of zoos in supporting their work out in the field. Zoos are so important for the future of animals through captive breeding programs and the EEP, the Endangered Species Breeding Programs, which are coordinated by IATSA, the European Association of Zoos and Aquariums, and there is a breeding program for the Grebby Zebra, and also the fundraising work they do to obviously get funds direct to in situ conservation. And also, we can't overlook the importance of education. Many of the people who have already texted me to say that they enjoyed the event, that they would have never known the difference between a common zebra, a plain zebra, or a Hartmann zebra, the mountain zebra, or even the Grebby zebra. So it's so rewarding to know that people have left that event with such an incredible sense of wisdom into the different types of zebra. One of the other great things, which is coming through on my text messages constantly, is how people really love the music during the video section of the presentation. And I'm hopefully going to be able to leave you just now with a couple of minutes of that music, and I hope that you do enjoy it.
A small video that shows the work that our ambassadors, our scouts are doing on the ground.
Sana ye